So I think the biggest reason that I am very confident that all or some, most perhaps, of the fires that are surrounding Los Angeles, that are in Los Angeles right now, the reason I believe that they are a form of either guerrilla warfare or climate cult activism or idiocy, the reason I think that they are definitely man-made is because of where they're starting. You know, it's here, let me just pull up a map. You're not going to be able to see it very well, but hopefully you can. You've got the Palisades fire very close to the Sunset fire. Okay, so those ones could have caused each other, right? Or one caused the other. But then the other ones, the Lydia fire, the Hearst fire, the Eaton fire, we just had an announcement of the Calabasas fire a couple of hours ago. Fires are popping up everywhere. And that's not common. Are fires common in California? You betcha. It's rarely it's very frequent, I should say. Those are the words that I was looking for. They do happen frequently because you've got dry land and dry air combined with heavy winds at times. Right now we have dry, it hasn't rained in a long time, and lots of wind. So people say, oh, well, that's why the fires are starting. But no, that's not true. Those are the conditions that are necessary to allow for a fire to be started and for it to spread, which is why power lines and cigarettes and campfires or whatever, the unintentional causes of these fires, they do happen fairly regularly. When you see something like this in an area that has not had a whole lot of fires in recent years, and all of a sudden you have 6 all at the same time, spread out in a way that does not mean that one is feeding the other. Okay, it's not like, the second closest ones to each other would be the Eaton fire and the Sunset fire. That's still about, 30 miles away? It's not like the embers from the Sunset fire floated over in the wind, traveled 30 miles without going out, staying lit, of course, and then landed there. Now, you might say, well, maybe it's just 5 or 6 different natural or unintended events. If you go to, let's say you go to Walmart and you see a pair of identical twins. It's an oddity. It happens, but it's not like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I didn't think such things existed. No, you would, just like fire in California is not uncommon. Identical twins out at a Walmart, that's not uncommon either. But let's say you're walking along and you go down aisle 3 and all of a sudden you see another set of identical twins. You'll be like, wow, now that's really weird. Then you keep going, you get to aisle 7 and there's another set of identical twins. Now you're starting to think, wait a second, what is it? Is this like identical twin 50% off day or something? I mean, what's going on here? This doesn't make any sense. We have 6 fires in LA. Only 2 of them are close to each other. 6 different fires. And here's the key. The other aspect of this is the fact that these fires started at the right time to maximize damage. So you look at, like, for example, the Hearst fire, and the Lydia fire. Okay, those started when the winds were coming from the north to the south, and of course they are north of Los Angeles. When you look at the Palisades fire, these fires were going from the east to the west. I'm sorry, the wind was going from the east to the west, allowing it to reach the ocean very easily. Then you go to the Eaton fire. Now all of a sudden that too started when the wind was going from the east to the west, bringing it into greater Los Angeles area. If you were to take a guerrilla warfare expert and say, here's where we expect the winds, the forecast of the winds to be blown. This is where they're going to blow. This is when they're going to blow. When would you light fires that would maximize the damage? That expert would draw a map similar to what you're seeing on the screen. That's perhaps more than anything else why I am fairly certain that this isn't just climate cultists. This isn't just crazy kids, weirdos, crazy people, idiots, anti-Trump terrorists. I think that there's at least a good chance that we're witnessing an attack on the United States of America. A guerrilla warfare attack that's designed to cause the maximum amount of chaos and damage and destruction that will have long-lasting effects on the entire country. Combine that with other suspicious actions, suspicious events that have been taking place over the last couple of months, really. It all seems very weird. And I didn't even get into the drone story. There's a drone story. Allegedly people are seeing drones. I saw the video. I almost did it. I almost did the story about drones in over California, over Los Angeles. But after watching the videos, I would say there was about a 50-50 chance that they were drones, because they were traveling faster. A lot of people were saying, well, it could just be wind, but they were glowing and they were traveling very fast and traveling in a straight line. They weren't like coming down or going up. They were traveling in a very straight line along the fires. It did look like it was probably a drone. And there's a few videos like that. So I didn't even cover that aspect of it. There's a lot of strange things that are happening that we don't even know about. Like I said, when it comes, people often conflate. They look at something like this, and if it's a fire, then that must be a terrorist attack. But it's not. A terrorist attack wants to be known. A terrorist attack isn't going for mass destruction. They're going for mass casualties. They want to send a message. They want to make people fearful. They want to drive terror into people. And they want to take credit for it. And they want to be able to say, hey, this is going to keep happening until you guys get out of Syria or whatever it is. We're going to keep attacking you until something happens, whatever. Or they might just say, we're just going to keep attacking you because we hate you, death to America. That's what a terrorist attack is. When you're talking about guerrilla warfare, you're talking about secret attacks, hidden attacks. They don't want it to be known that it was even an attack. They will push the narrative that, fires happen all the time in California. It is very dry. It is very windy. Just so happens that 6 fires started at the exact right moment in the exact right places to do the maximum amount of damage to Los Angeles. Thereby, the state and the country are going to be dramatically affected by this. They want us to believe that these are natural events, or that it's climate change, or that it's whatever. The more I talk, the more I personally feel that I am right when I say that this is very likely an attack against the United States of America. Let's spread the truth together. You can connect with me on X at JD Rucker, or you could subscribe to my Rumble channel, jdrucker.com/rumble, jdrucker.com/rumble.